20 Scariest Ghost Towns Around the World, Part 2. Nothing quite tickles and frightens us in the same part as an abandoned city as a whole. And while ghost towns have captivated people over the years, they have become increasingly popular over time. We continue 20 of the Scariest Ghost Towns Around the World, Part 2. Tianducheng, China. Built as a massive luxury residential development, Tianducheng imitates the famous French city of lights in everything from its time-honored architecture to its 300-foot miniature Eiffel Tower. It even has a replica of the fountain from Luxembourg Gardens. With a capacity of over 10,000 residents, the city remains largely abandoned except for the employees of a nearby French-themed amusement park. Consonno, Italy. Ambitiously planned by Italian entrepreneur Mario Bagno in the 1960s as Italy's answer to Las Vegas, Kinsano's claim to fame was short-lived. Only a few years after the City of Toys opened its doors close to Milan, a landslide wiped out the only road, leaving the shopping mall, restaurants, a minaret, and a luxury hotel all inaccessible by 1976. Bagno tried to relaunch the project several times, but the tourists never came back. Consonno is best visited by foot as traffic is barred and caution is advised due to the state of decay in Italy's abandoned pleasure paradise. Chaitén, Chile. Volcanic eruptions have destroyed human settlements for thousands of years, the best known example being Pompeii in Italy, and this is what happened to the Chilean commune of Chaitén. In May 2008, a nearby volcano erupted for the first time in over 9,000 years, throwing up ash and sulfurous steam in the process. Eventually, a lahar caused the Blanco River, which ran through the town, to dramatically overflow. Chaitén was evacuated and the government of Chile subsequently decided to abandon it and rehouse the residents elsewhere. Though plans exist to rebuild the town, only half the houses remain habitable while the rest are sunken in the mud or even collapsed. Rhodalcular, Spain. When thinking about gold mines, the southeastern corner of Spain probably doesn't spring to mind. But on and off for about 100 years, Rodalquilar was one of the largest gold mines in Western Europe in a vibrant village. The mine eventually shut in the 1990s, and what remains are old miners' houses, tunnels, and a museum dedicated to the gold extracting process. If you visit, bring your swimming gear for nearby El Payaso, literally one great beach, a yellow sand shore surrounded by ochre volcanic rock, only a few minutes drive away. Bodie, the United States. The most famous gold rush in history happened in California, and plenty of gold mining towns speak to those heydays. Abandoned Bodie boomed from about 1878 to 1881 with around 10,000 residents, no less than 65 saloons, a small Chinatown, gambling parlors, and opium dens. In 1932, a huge fire destroyed most of the town, and by the late 1940s Bodie was deserted. The nearly 200 buildings cannot be entered, but there are tours of the old stamp mill where ore was once processed to extract the precious gold. Pegrema, Russia. Disintegrating and decaying, this forgotten settlement on the shores of Lake Onega, Russia is a sad example for the beautiful wooden homes of the region. What happened to the village and its residents is as shrouded in mystery as Pegrema itself on a misty day. Believed to be built in the 1770s, the wooden Varlamkutinsky chapel stands almost completely intact, though it was stripped of its religious icons probably after the Russian Revolution. The ruins of several large peasant houses all stand facing the lake. Terlingua, the United States. Terlingua in Texas is perfect for a self-guided walk through a wild West Coast town. Workers from the Chisos mining company settled here in the mid-1800s, but when the market for mercury crashed, the population dropped, though the last census in 2010 still showed 58 souls living there. Admission is free and you can explore freely between a fully operational saloon and bar, decaying buildings, the Starlight Theater, and mine shafts. If you need the restrooms, you'll end up in the old jail. Hallsands, England. In a precarious position between cliffs and the sea, Hallsands is only one example of the many lost or abandoned villages along the English coastline. The small fishing community counted 159 residents, 37 houses, and one pub in 1897, however only 10 years later, only one house was habitable. What had happened? To accommodate the expansion of a nearby naval dockyard, shingle was dredged close to Hallsands, resulting in the beach level falling immediately. With much of the sand gone, the village was exposed to the elements and subsequently abandoned. Its remnants are not accessible to the public, but you can see it from viewing platform overlooking it. Centralia, the United States. Centralia, Pennsylvania has been on fire for 56 years and it could burn for another 250 years. As a result of a coal mine fire in 1962, the once more than 1,000 residents all fled over time. Today, there are 6 people left who are allowed to live out their lives in the eerie place despite the constant danger of death by the noxious gases or being swallowed by the ground. Most homes are bulldozed or reclaimed by nature, smoke comes up from below and sinkholes appear out of nowhere. You can visit Centralia on your own, but beware the graffiti artists and biker gangs that frequently roam the town. Oradour-sur-Glane, France. Oradour-sur-Glane is a gruesome reminder of the atrocities of war. In June 1944, the German Waffen-SS entered the village in Nazi-occupied France and massacred all 642 inhabitants, including 247 women and 205 children. After the war, under the order of President Charles de Gaulle, the village was maintained as a permanent memorial to the dead. Rusty cars, fire-twisted lamps, pans, scales and meat hooks at the butchers remain exactly where they were more than 70 years ago. You can visit the town and the nearby museum, both mute reminders of the destructive forces of humankind. If you like, please share, comment, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.